Amanda,
Jen?
if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I would really like to go to Canada. Do you want to know why?
Yes, of course.
So in Canada, there are polar bears, there's moose, and I would really like to experience a chilly winter. What about you? What's on your travel bucket list?
I think I would love to go to Egypt to see the ancient ruins.
Jen, I think that would be a great idea for a trip.
I think so too. This just in from Snapnews. Virtual journeys allow families to connect with nature. Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Amanda.
Today, we're talking about virtual journeys.
First, we'll go over an exciting list to go with 7 virtual journeys for us to explore. Then, we'll uncover some vocabulary, learn a few new grammar rules, and investigate the etymology of our word of the day. Let's get started.
Seven virtual journeys are allowing families to connect with nature from the comfort of their sofa. First, and Beyond posts daily 3-hour live streams of Ngala Private Game Reserves and Duma Private Game Reserve on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Guides take you through the wilderness and answer questions live from the video comments.
Videos of Japan's Chiba Prefecture on YouTube reveal the eastern outskirts of Tokyo and the Boso Peninsula's flower-laden trees, clear blue skies, and peaceful streets.
Watch a 360-degree video on National Geographic's YouTube channel of rock climber Alex Honnold taking on El Capitan, a 914-meter tall rock formation.
Whoa.
The sweeping views and its towering heights make it a heart-thumping experience even from a screen.
The Lights Overlapped website has posted time-lapses of the Aurora Borealis in Abisko National Park in Sweden. Stunning streaks of bright green light dance in a virtual reality video.
The China Guide has posted 360-degree snapshots of several sections of the Great Wall. The photos even show the man-made wonder in different seasons.
Google Street View's first underwater project immerses you in 360-degree snapshots of the Great Barrier Reef. Drop the little man on Google Maps to surround yourself in clear blue waters and multicolored corals. You might even spot a turtle serenely swimming by.
Lastly, you can YouTube search videos of the fearless Take a Leap of Faith off Kawara Gorge Suspension Bridge, the world's first commercial bungee jumping site. In gorgeous surroundings, these adventure junkies plunge into a narrow valley, sometimes even getting their heads dunked in the river below.
Are you serious? Whoa, I guess whether you're stuck indoors or just looking for travel inspiration, you may be pleasantly surprised by what you're able to experience on a virtual journey.
I could really use an escape right now.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought escape was a verb that means to break free, like out of jail.
You're correct. It does mean that, but as a noun, an escape is just a temporary disruption or distraction from a task you're doing for your everyday activities.
Oh, I see. So I'd love to go on a sandy beach escape. Would that work?
Yes, that would. Which reminds me, the word adventure can also be used as a noun or verb.
Oh, I think you're right. Because as a noun, you could say, I want to go on a Southeast Asian adventure. But as a verb, it could be used like, I want to adventure into the jungle.
Exactly. So out of all the virtual journeys in the listicle, which one would you like to actually do the most?
Oof, I think I'd love to give bungee jumping in New Zealand a go. You know, I'm more of a good adrenaline rush kind of person. Roller coasters, skydiving, high diving, I'd love to give that a try.
Just hearing that, I'm already tired, okay? That's not my kind of thing. I'm not a risk taker at all. I like to relax on my vacations. I think taking a walk through the outskirts of Tokyo and the Boso Peninsula, oh my gosh, look at the cherry blossoms. It's more my kind of thing.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, Jen. You know, I think the thing that I'd like to do second most would be to see the Aurora Borealis in Sweden. Please.
Oh, that's something I want to do. I'd love to see that too. But the question is, do you know what causes an aurora?
Aurora? No, I don't. What causes it?
The effect is caused by the interaction of charged particles from the sun with atoms in the upper atmosphere. In northern regions, it's called an aurora borealis or northern lights, and in southern regions, it's called an aurora australis or southern lights.
Whoa, oh my god, that's really cool. Who would have thought how nature could be so lit? So Jen, I know directional words are relevant to pointing out directions, like under, top, middle, bottom, left, and center. But what are cardinal directions?
Cardinal directions are directions like north, south, east, and west. Between them, you'll find ordinal or intercardinal directions like northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast.
I see. Wait. Aren't cardinal and ordinal directions supposed to be capitalized?
Sometimes they are, but most of the time they're actually left in lowercase. For example, if you're using cardinal or ordinal directions to instruct where something is, like when you're giving directions, they remain in lowercase.
Oh, okay. So when would you capitalize cardinal or ordinal directions?
Take a guess.
Okay, let's see. Maybe when it's part of a name?
Bingo! You got it right! Cardinal and ordinal directions are capitalized when you are naming a region.
Region. So names like Southeast Asia, the south of France, and Southern California would all be capitalized?
Exactly!
Basically, if a directional term is a name of a region, it needs to be capitalized. If it's just a compass point, it should be left in lowercase.
You got it righto! A tip I use when I'm in doubt is to check a style guide. And if I can't find an answer, I keep the word lowercase. But unless you have a reason to capitalize them, lowercase should be your default for cardinal directions.
Interesting. But Jen, what about the words that end in WARD and WARDS? What's the difference?
Strictly speaking, if there is no S in the word, it is an adjective, like in the phrase westward migration. If it does end with an S, it is an adverb, like in the phrase the troops continued westwards.
Okay.
You might notice that in the American English, the preferred suffix is word. For example, that's a backward way of thinking, while outside American English, words is preferred. For example, that way of thinking is backwards.
So could I say I'm looking forward to our word of the day?
Yes, of course you can. So let's do it.
Jen. Our word of the day is travel.
Yes, and to travel means to make a journey from one place to another. The word travel is a Middle English word that surfaced in the late 14th century and means to journey. It's a variant of the word travail, which means to engage in painful and laborious effort.
Oh my god, travail actually is from Old French. It's from the medieval Latin word trapellium, which means instrument of torture.
Trapellium came from the Latin words tre and palace, which means three, and stake.
Yikes, what a history we have for a word that we now associate with leisure and pleasure. It's crazy.
I know, right? So without technology, traveling used to be a challenge. Navigating your way could be tricky, and it used to take a long time to get from point A to point B. Also, depending on where you're going, facing the elements could be extremely dangerous and tough.
Oh my god. But luckily, with today's technology, we are able to travel further, faster, and more comfortably than ever before. Automobiles, you know? High-speed trains, planes, and even spaceships get us to where we want to be in no time. And navigation apps make it super easy to find our way.
That is true. That is so true. And nowadays, we can even virtually travel anywhere, as well as travel virtually.
So Jen, are you ready for today's review?
Oh, I am always ready. So let's go for it.
Today, we read a listicle about 7 virtual journeys.
And we uncovered 5 new words together: escape, adventure, adrenaline rush, peninsula, and aurora.
And in our grammar lesson, we learned when to capitalize cardinal and ordinal directions. as well as when to use the words that end in W-A-R-D and W-A-R-D-S.
Also, we explored how the word of the day, travel, came to be.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time with a new piece of
Snap News!